If your arms are breaking down during the swing, it may be the biggest reason why your ball striking is so inconsistent. I'll break down exactly why this is and help you fix it with a simple drill that you can take straight to the range. Before we get started, check out my perfect strike blueprint down in the first pinned comment. It's completely free and has my best drills for enhancing ball striking. Check it out down below. So why can breaking down our arms during the swing affect your ball striking? Think of it like this. When we have straight arms, our hands stay a very consistent distance from our body. The distance from our body doesn't change. So consequently, if we're striking the ground, we're going to be able to strike the ground in pretty much the same place mostly every time because there is very little changeability. The downside to this is that if we don't bend our arms at all, we can't get a very long swing and we cannot create much leverage. So when we allow a little bend in our arms, we can then release that bend and this helps us create speed. So there's a trade-off that we need to make between having our arms very rigid to have consistent distance from the body for strike and allowing our arms to bend to create more leverage and create more speed. But if we allow our arms to bend too much, then often this doesn't just affect the distance the hands are from the body, but it also affects your sequencing. So a lot of the time people stop pivoting very well. They stop using a very engaged, dynamic sequence in the downswing, and it limits the amount of speed that they can create. And they find that their ball striking becomes very inconsistent because the golf club is bottoming out at completely different places because they're essentially whipping their arms around their body. Often repeatability is very poor here. I like to imagine our hands staying in front of our chest, in front of our sternum for most of the golf swing here, as this encourages wonderful sequencing. If we find that our hands work too much off the chest, often we'll see a lot of breakage here on the arm. We start to kind of swing our arms around our body and the sequencing becomes much less appropriate often. It's less of a pivot-based motion and more of an arm swing. For those of us that are really used to bending our arms and allowing them to break during the swing, it's a really hard habit to get out of, simply because it's hard to get any feedback whether or not you're doing it correctly. So one of the drills I like to use to help with this is using a resistance band. So I'm going to take our resistance band here and I'm going to wrap it around my upper back. I've got it crossed over in my hands and it's wrapped around my upper back like so. Now this drill can be a little bit awkward to set up, but bear with me because it really does help with this. So I've got my golf club and I've gripped it just like so. And I'm just going to hold it in front of me here. So I'm not going to get into my full kind of golf posture because the band can slip off your back. So I'm just going to keep it here like so. And I'm going to make a pivot, keeping my hands in front of my chest. As I'm doing so, I'm going to push this band away from me. So I'm pushing the club away from me, putting some tension on the band. It should feel quite tough, quite difficult. And in the doing of this, I am actively forcing this golf club away from me. I am actively extending my arms here. And I'm just going to practice making some turns with my arms away and out from me. Now this is great because it forces us to not allow our arms to bend. And because our arms aren't able to bend now, we're going to have to turn and pivot a little bit better. If we allow our arms to bend loads, we can move the club around us with a lot of arms. But if we keep that club away from us with our band here, this is going to force you to pivot a little bit better to get that club around, to get any kind of depth to it. Now, once I've made a few swings like this and I'm fairly comfortable how this feels, I'm going to take this band away now. I'm going to let it fall back onto the ground and I'm going to make some swings without it, trying to recreate the same sort of sensation. Now, as soon as you go into this, you're going to find that your arms want to work way out here. It's very, very natural to feel a lot of length and extension and straightness to your arms now because you've just practiced pushing your arms away. So naturally, we find we've got loads of width now. We have very little bend in our arms and we have much more structure. Now I would practice from left arm parallel to right arm parallel now and just practice keeping those arms nice and long and extended out, and keeping the hands in front of the chest line. So can I keep my hands roughly in front of my chest line here, as opposed to letting them kind of outpace my chest? This is a really nice way to start to build in good sequence. Now, when we're using our band, we're not going to use it for 10 minutes. We're only going to use it for a few reps, just to get a sensation for having those arms out and away from us. Then we take it away, we make some swings without it. Then we bring it back in, we make some swings with it again. We kind of bounce between using it and not using it because this is going to help us to move those sensations of the extension in our arms and less breakage into our actual golf swing. So you do a bit of it, then you do a bit without it, bit of it, bit without it. Really important that how you practice is just as important as what you practice, if not more so. So now I'm going to take this into a golf ball here. I'm just going to try and retain the same feeling. I'm going to go left arm parallel to right arm parallel. And here I'm just focusing on keeping that nice extension to my arms as I have that big, long pivot. Now, for many of us, this might feel really restrictive, really short to you, because a lot of the length in your swing has come from the bend in your arms. That's how you've got the club to travel far. So you might find as you start doing this, that suddenly the club feels as if it's not traveling very far at all. That's perfectly fine. It's because we're learning to get length to the swing and power through using more of our pivot rather than just bending of our arms. This is a great way of building wonderful sequencing and starting to learn how to pivot without letting our arms break down. This is huge. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this useful. If you've got any questions, drop them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you'd like to talk about working together one-to-one from anywhere worldwide so that I can help you improve your golf with daily communication, expert analysis and performance tracking, and quality coaching bespokely designed around what you need to improve, then jump on a Better Golf Zoom call today. It's completely free. We can have a private chat about your golf game, your goals, and I can explain a little bit about how I work with players and how I can help you play some better golf. Book in for one down below in the description. I hope to chat with you soon. Have an incredible day.